Your mind is actually on your side. It really has its best in mind for you. We have two sides of our mind. We have a conscious part of our mind and a subconscious part of our mind. Both of those are designed to help us. But often there's a schism between the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious mind is very logical. It's very much an adult. If you go to the deli, it's the thing that says, we should get the chicken salad. That's what really we ought to have. But there's a battle between the logical mind and the emotional mind, the subconscious mind that's running the show, that powerful drive, that childish aspect that says, let's get the milkshake, right? If you are not very, very strong and able to really overcome certain tendencies, the emotional side, the childish side is always going to run the show. So what we need to do if we're having a hard time sleeping because of anxiety is we need to create the right emotional parameters so that we can heal from the inside. So let's talk about how to do that. Your mind cannot hold two opposing views at the same time, and it really cannot focus on two thoughts at the same time. So if you have a regular thought in your mind that says, I am not a good sleeper. When I go to bed tonight, I'm likely not going to be able to get to sleep. I'm probably going to lay there for a couple of hours before I get any sleep. And then maybe around 2 or 3 in the morning, I will fall asleep and I'll be constantly worried about why I'm only getting 2 hours of sleep and how am I going to possibly function tomorrow on only 2 hours of sleep when I have so much to do. And it becomes this cycle of your subconscious telling your conscious mind what it thinks. Why is it doing that? Well, it's trying to protect you. It's going to send you into a bit of an anxiety over not getting sleep because the subconscious is saying, you need to sleep. We really need to sleep here. I want you to sleep. It's a real problem if you don't sleep. Okay. So you end up with this battle and this schism because the logical mind says, I know I need to sleep. That's really what I want. I already know this. So what we need to do is we need to re-record the message that's being told to us by the subconscious mind. When I was a kid, we had what we called tape recorders. So I'm dating myself a little bit, but we had cassettes. If you go to the store and you wanted to buy an album, your favorite band, you bought a cassette. On the cassette was like a tape, a ribbon going through that cassette. And once that was recorded on, there were a couple little notches on the top of the cassette that they would basically pull those notches out. And then when you put that cassette in a tape recorder, you were unable to press the record button because those notches had been pulled. When we decided that we had an album that we didn't really care for, or maybe there was a way they actually sold blank cassettes that you could record onto. If those notches were not there, you could simply cover those notches up and that enabled you to hit record on the tape recorder. So you could record over what was previously on that cassette tape. That is exactly what we need to do with our subconscious mind. We need to hit rewind all the way back to the beginning, and then we need to re-record and let's put a new narrative that we start telling ourselves because our mind's job is actually to act on the words that we tell it. And it can't hold two opposing views at the same time. So we need to tell our mind exactly what we want it to tell us and let it act on those things. Because the mental struggle that we have is a rift between the subconscious and the conscious mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin to tell our subconscious that we actually are very good sleepers, that we have a very easy time falling asleep, that we're going to get all kinds of sleep tonight, and it's going to be so enjoyable, and we'll wake up tomorrow morning super refreshed. That's the goal. Thanks for listening.